Hello from the Lighthouse. I am here today, very excited to share a movie I just watched this week called Black Pioneers. This one I found on Amazon Prime, but it's also showing on Tubi, the Roku channel, and YouTube TV. So this was some history I never heard, featuring Green Flake. They call him a pioneer, and that word is a bit loaded, in my opinion. But I thought the movie exposed history that I was not familiar with, that is not commonly taught in the textbooks. I was aware that the Mormons had a difficult time in Missouri, had to move to Illinois, and there was some violence there. In reading about them, and this was actually in the biography for Harry S. Truman. But in reading about them, I had never heard mentioned really, well, I can't remember, but I'd never heard mention of this particular enslaved person's name, Green Flake. Um, in the movie, he is portrayed by, and I may be pronouncing this incorrectly, Yahosh, Yahosh Bonner. And when I went to do a quick search of the actors on the film, I found that he's part of the Bonner family singers. So this family had a tremendous amount to do with this. I believe the director is related to them. It's Mauli, Mauli Jr. Bonner, was the director. My understanding from what I've read so far is he's a first time director. It also features at least one of the sisters of the Bonner family, and the singing is the Bonner family themselves. Apparently, their mother is an accomplished musician. In the Western United States. And so the film just exposed me to another piece of history that I did not know about. And, the long time, I guess, settlement of Black people coming from the enslaved in the Utah Territory. And in this film, they show how the Mormons themselves did enslave Black Americans and moved them along with them when they moved to Utah, or when they were forcibly removed or put out of the states of Missouri and Illinois. I believe those were states at that time. They may have been territories, but forcibly moved and had to find some place to relocate at the threat and actually the the happening of violence. So this film portrays Green Flake. He is a young man. Well, actually, he was born in North Carolina, per the movie, and through a series of sales, he was transported and moved to the Illinois territory. And at that time, Joseph Smith, the my understanding was the founder of the Church of Latter Day Saints, took him on as one of the fighters. And Mr. Flake appears to, from the film, he was devoted to the church and its teachings, and was hoping to save his family, to be reunited with his family, which was torn apart in the sale, in the happening that he was sold. Um, and he wanted to reunite with his mother. And so that is how that is portrayed in the film. The film is also going through his young life, just the skills that he developed, the chances that he was given, the protection that he felt that he was given under God and the higher, um, I'm not sure how they call their people, but the higher administrators of the church at the time. Um, it does show him falling in love with his beloved Martha, and she's played by, I believe this is Michaelin Obi, Michaelyn, last name Oby. Beautiful woman, and she played just the sweet Martha, his love, the love of his life, and she was eventually reunited with him to join him in Utah, and they did raise a family. So, all in all, the film portrays how Green Flake came to be in Illinois, came to be among the saints of the Church of Jesus Christ and the Latter day Saints, and then how his part in trekking out a safe route for the church to transplant to the Utah territory, or what we know as Utah now. In particular, I found it interesting that along the way, um, Mr. Flake and the other enslaved men who were with him, how, he thought about those that would be coming behind them, because they understood that the church members would bring the enslaved people from their operations and farms, and what that meant for them, the difficulties that meant for the enslaved people who were going to be forced to make this trek from Missouri, Illinois, and elsewhere to the Utah territories. It was dramatic, it was intense, and it's just another portrayal of what it cost to be an American, to be a Black American. From what I'm gathering about from reading, just a little bit that I have about how the movie was made, this film was really intended to bring attention to these pioneers, as they call them, and also to their place in the church, because it appears that they were the Black members, even those who had a founding or a founding contribution, were at a point reduced in standing after the death of Joseph Smith. That when Brigham Young became the leader, there were others who followed who did not hold with the equality of Black persons and Caucasian persons. So that is portrayed in the film. And as a result of this film, it appears that those pioneers of the faith were honored. And eventually, there was three statues built to commemorate the contribution of the Black persons to the Church of Latter day Saints. Now, one of them was not a slave, it was a woman. She was not a slave, and as far as I can tell, she was not featured in this film, but the Green Flake was heavily featured in this film, and the film was about him actually. And his statue sits in the middle of these three pioneers of the faith in Utah. So I'll show a picture of that as well. So, all in all, this is um, it's just in some way, it reminds me of what my ancestors and the ancestors um, of the Black American population, what it took to survive in the America of the past and even to today. But we're talking about, this is the I believe, 1840s to the 1860s. In the film, the director gives time markers all throughout the film. I do not remember every one of them. I've only seen the film once and I do plan to watch it again. But I was just so excited about this film, and I just really wanted to share my enthusiasm and hope that more will watch it. Like I said, it is on Amazon Prime, Tubi, the Roku channel, and YouTube TV. It is, to me, very well done, especially for a first time production. It is sincere. It's something that I don't think many people are aware of. I know it's a sometimes jokingly we think Black people arrived in the West very late, but this film features some of the earliest arrivals of Black Americans to the West, and including one that I think other people will know. She's in the film. They call her Biddy, and she is. I do see her featured in historical accounts as a settler, actually in California, who went there, became a midwife, and bought property of her own. So she is also featured. And before this, I did not know her as being a part of this larger migration of Black Americans, forced migration, but migration nevertheless, to the Utah area, and others were taken to California, what was to become California. So again, I think the love story between Green Flake and his Martha is beautiful, and it is a testament to what it takes to have that hope that is against all hope, to trek back, and you'll see it in the movie, but to trek back to to be rejoined to your family, that hope that the ancestors never lost of being back with their family, back with their mothers, their grandmothers, fathers, brothers, you know and what it took, and even to look out for others that may not have been in your family, but they're still your people, and you know the hardship that they would face, but for your effort. So to this film, I say bravo, bravo, bravo. I hope more people will watch it and that it will become a staple in the Black American lexicon of films, that we can refer back to and celebrate um, these individuals, and what they did for their people and what they did for their faith. I mean, their faith is their faith, and I'm not here to criticize it. Faith is a personal decision, and it's extraordinary what people can do when they believe. So I do hope that more people will see this film and, check out the websites. There's some information about the film. Of course, you can get on IMDb. The film itself looks like it has a Facebook page. The Bonner family has their own blog if you want to check them out. And then there is I'll post here the article about the monuments. And please just watch it, check it out, and learn a little something and enjoy the love story and just celebrate a little bit more of Black history. Um, it's a fantastic story. It's a fantastic tale, and I hope you enjoy. All right, that's all from the Lighthouse today. Have a great one. Bye bye.